How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Jose, TheNYCGeek, aka TNG, aka your Elden Lord. Even in all this filth, still your Elden Lord, aka the one who sit the throne today, aka your tribal chief, aka the guy who wants to go back and talk a little bit more about this and highlight why this is so important. Why I've been on Twitter all day the past few days. Why this is blowing up, and why it is important that you do not let it disappear by the wayside. We can't, because that's kind of what happened in 2016, right? GamerGate never ended. It's never ended. And nobody, they didn't win the war, because obviously these gaming journalist companies have fallen apart. Nobody goes to them except the hate click, and they're getting sold off left and right, layoffs and all that. And, you know, the gaming industry is in kind of a bit of a flux, right? So you've got a lot of AAA games not making the sales or just outright failing. So it's important, though, that we do not let this disappear. This is why I'm talking about it again. This is why I've been posting about it. This is why hundreds and thousands of people are talking about this, because this is so important. Our culture, okay? These monsters have infected our culture, and they are monsters, right? Because to me, I truly think that these woke NPCs, these woke zombies, are evil. And I say that because I don't mean if you're like some person, like if you're some dude off on the side and you're like, man, I like other dudes. That doesn't make you woke. That's not what makes you woke. Okay. It's when these people take established games, established properties, and start infecting it with their ideology. They start twisting characters, they start reshaping narratives. But more importantly, what's really, really stuck to me is the racist rhetoric that has been going on with Kotaku and these people here. I've been fighting it nonstop on Twitter. That's what I think is evil. When you sit there and you say that it's okay for you to be racist against a single race, right? It's okay for you to be racist against white people. You could be Chinese, you could be black, you could be Hispanic, you could be purple man eater. I don't give a fuck. It's okay for you to be racist against white people. You can see that 6-year-old kid and say, you know what? Hey, treat that kid like shit because he's just a white kid. That to me is evil as fuck. It's divisive. You are infesting the world with this kind of stuff. You're not bringing people together. You're not being inclusive. You're not bringing equality. You are a parasite. And that's really it's the sweetbabyinc has helped spill that forward. The Kotakus have helped spill that forward. And right now, all these gaming developers, the industry is circling in the wagons. They are doing their best to try to change history. And there is no need to listen. I'm going to bring up a post that Endymion put up on TV, on Twitter, okay? But we cannot let them change the history of this, because they are trying. They will ignore it. They will try their best to do a revisionist history. And it's simple as this. sweetbabyinc has had its hand in multiple games. They are a narrative consulting designing company, a narrative design consultation company. That is what they do. It's on their website. They talk about how they want to make things more inclusive. They were part of the Suicide Squad game, Kill the Justice League, a game that they are not solely at fault for. I've said this before. It's not only sweetbabyinc at fault for that shitty game. Rocksteady has many problems for it. The studios have many problems. Warner Brothers has problems with it. They have their own share of blame. I'm talking about the narrative, though, and the reason we're focusing on sweetbabyinc is because one of their employees decided to start a harassment campaign against a person who the only thing that this person did was create a Steam curated list. That's it. They made a Steam curated list and shared it to others. That list said, hey, these are the games that sweetbabyinc, according to their website, has had involvement in. Make an informed decision if you want to buy any games that they're supporting. That's it. And sweetbabyinc employee decided to try to report this person, to start a harassment campaign, even though Steam came out and said, hey, you can't do that. This person didn't break any of the rules. And because they faced backlash for that, they went over to Kotaku, to Alyssa Mercante, and tried to spread, make themselves play the victim, try to put a hit piece on those who supported this, the curated list. And Alyssa Mercante still to this day still to this day has her Twitter profile that says it's okay to be racist to white people. These people are garbage, man. These people are evil. Okay? Oh, look at that. Hold on a second. I changed. I'm sorry. You can see it in my previous video, so it's not like I made it up. But I wanted to bring up her Twitter, right? I wanted to bring up her Twitter, and she has changed it. Over here, she blocked me. Over here, this is where she had, it's okay to be, you can't be racist against white people. Thank you for tuning in. That's what she had here. And she must have been facing backlash, and the coward fucking changed it, because that's the thing. If you're going to be look, you want to be a racist, just say you're a racist, right? I'd have more respect if you came by and said, man, I hate white people. Okay. I still think you're evil garbage, but at least you're being honest about it, right? But when you try to be some sanctimonious person and disguise your racism as righteousness, that's when I fucking get mad. But I guess Alyssa Mercante couldn't even stick to her convictions, right? But anyway, yes, that's the timeline of events, and we cannot let these game developers try to change that. They are trying their absolute best right now to, if you go on, if you go to Twitter, because it's been a war zone, anybody that, I won't say everybody, but most of the people that I've seen that have the going to GDC, which is the Game Developers Conference, they have been circling their wagons in support of the industry. They've been trying to defend Sweet Baby Inc. and everybody there. Now I'm gonna show a few tweets. We're gonna go through Twitter a little bit, because this is so important. It's so important, guys, for us to not let this go. We cannot let them try to rewrite history. This is our properties, okay? These are the things that we love. And it's okay if someone new wants to play. If someone new comes in and says, man, I'd love to play some Forgotten Realms. Hey, I'd love to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'd love to play God of War and all this stuff. You welcome that kind of stuff. It's when they try to change it. It's when they try to put their own influence and say, well, you know what? I'd like it if this was like this. And then you're like, hey man, that's not the point. That's if, 1 + 1 = 2. That's how it is. And they're like, yeah, but I want 1 + 1 to = 3. That's when you start seeing the bad actors there. And you're like, you don't really care about this. You just want to change it and infect it with your ideology. So we cannot let this just go by the wayside. We have to hold on to this. We have to stay strong. We have to vote with our time, with our wallets. We cannot let this kind of stuff drift off and let them try to paint us as the villains. We have to show it. And I don't want you going out there and be like, man, I hope you fucking die or something like that. That's not the point. Even though maybe the world would be a better place with some less zombies out there. But my point is, that's not what I want you to do. I want you, if they go out there and they say something, I want you to go and be like, hey man, didn't this happen? Didn't point A, didn't point B, didn't point C happen? Because I'm sure that what they're going to do is they're going to only be like, only point B and point D. That's it. That A and C never happened. Cannot let them try to change the facts. That's what I'm saying. And you got to vote with your time and your wallet, man. You got to, and we've done that. We're doing that. That's why the Marvels failed. That's why Suicide Squad failed. That's why these games have failed. Okay? That's why we are turning the tide. But it's not something that's won like this. It has to be a continuous fight. And this is what it is. It's a fight. It's a war. It's a war. Now I want to touch on something that Endymion said here. There's a few tweets here that really, really stuck to me. Where is it? This is one. Every single Western gaming journalist and website right now, absolutely licking the boots of wokeness right here. But this is a post that Endymion posted to somebody. This person right here, Ash Parish. She is, let's see. She's a video game reporter of The Verge, formerly Kotaku, okay? And she asked a question. She asked, and probably in bad faith, but props to Endymion for trying to answer it. And you can see that I posted too. Tell me then, go to God of War, go to Suicide Squad, Alan Wake 2, go to those games and tell me with proof what Sweet Baby wrote. I'll wait. And now, he wrote this. Sure, I'll bite. Why not? So the director of Alan Wake 2, Kyle Rowley, openly admitted in a GameDeveloper.com interview that Saga Anderson, who was originally a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes in Quantum Break, as pictured below. That's what she looked like before. There it is. Saga Anderson, that was what she looked like, okay? As pictured below, was changed due to the influence of Kim Belair, the co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc. Her name is even said in the interview there, again pictured below. Angbroda was suddenly a black girl when Norse mythology obviously has no black people. So he must be talking about this. Oh no, this is again talking about Kim Belair and what she did here. Let's see. When it was about ensuring that one of the leads, a person of color, had a clear role. Dude, like, it's so clear that they're just doing the lazy race swaps. This is laziness. I tell people all the time, why are you happy and content with tokenization? That's the laziest of fucking. That's like sloppy thirds, man. But we know. Okay, so we're talking about Angbroda, who I didn't know who this character was, right? I had no idea who the hell Angbroda was. I had no idea because I didn't bother finishing God of War. And that's primarily because the game unfortunately came out when I was in the process of moving. But this is, I'm guessing, what Angbroda looked like in ancient pictures. And then look at what she looks like now. Look at what she looks like now, okay? Look, man. And then he goes, we know this due to it obviously being Norse, but also every other character in Ragnarok, from Odin, Thor, and more are depicted how they would be correctly, because Norse mythology obviously has no black people in it. Then, out of nowhere, Angbroda is black, yet we both know if God of War ever did African mythology, they would not turn a black mythological character white for diversity's sake. And it's the truth, right? Because they would never turn Anansi white, okay? They would never turn a black character. It's like what I used to say, like, if Wakanda, if they started just having white people just randomly in Wakanda, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? That makes no sense. It's a black nation in Africa, right? It's the same thing in Norse mythology. If I had a fucking Hispanic mythology and I'm like, and then someone's like, hey man, you got to put a Japanese dude, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's fucking Puerto Rican mythology. Where the fuck would I put a Japanese dude? Like, it's mind-blowing, the stupidity that these people think that diversity means you have to shove in everything. It has to look like the United Nations. And there were people that there's a show called Shogun, and they want black people in that show. I'm like, what the fuck? It's a feudal Japanese show. Oh, man. Let's continue on. Because I don't have any water here. I don't have a monster. I'll die of thirst if I go too far on a rant. Don't play stupid. You know they wouldn't, but it's okay the other way around because you're all infected with the brain rot that is killing your industry. Suicide, here's a very crucial thing, okay? And I want to highlight this. I want to go in depth with this one. Suicide Squad kills all the male Justice League members in joke ways and belittles them in their biographies, which are available in-game. None of their deaths are mourned. Flash is urinated on. Green Lantern is left in his boxers. Batman is shot in the head in an alley to die like his parents. Superman is killed and just left there. The greatest superhero of all time. The granddaddy of all superheroes. And they just kill him and they walk over him like, whatever. Yet suspiciously, Wonder Woman is the only JLA member given any respect, in not only in the game when the squad mourns her, but also in her biography seen below as well. And we're going to touch on the biography, but in Endymion, I would go even further. I would say that Wonder Woman is she was the only one who wasn't infected. She's the only one who gets to act like a hero, okay? She is the only one, like you said, The squad mourns her when she dies. She gets a heroic death. She fights Superman, and it's just all bullshit. But then look at this biography. Let's look at this biography, and we're gonna read it together, okay? And you tell me that this isn't just the most obnoxious ultra feminist shit, right? This is from the files of Lex fucking Luthor, okay? Lex Luthor, because these morons have no idea what heroes and villains are. They don't even know these characters. They made a game with Toyman and Penguin and Riddler and Lex Luthor. We're supposed to cheer for the villains. This is from the files of Lex Luthor. We're going to read this together. I am prone to wild imaginings. As a man of science, speculation is how my brain finds leisure and the closest thing it knows to play. But there is little amusement to be found in imagining how improved Earth would be if instead of forcing the Amazons into hiding with our cruelty and avarice, we had instead looked to them as a model, replicable if only we would set aside our baser instincts. They have solved so many of our society's ills: broken democracy, lagging technology, toxic masculinity, and thus they flourish through higher learning, mutual aid, and governance without cruelty. They are a golden society who deserve to be as secret as they are. Enter Wonder Woman, so named, I assume, because one wonders why a woman of her caliber and ancestry will leave paradise to play in the mud with us. She is a beacon of, and it cuts off, but I'm sure it says she is a beacon of ultra feminist dumb insert shit here. Oh man. Let me tell you, that is the most full of it woke fucking biography I have read in a long damn time. That's some deep Mary Sue garbage right there. He says you can play stupid all you want, that's fine, but don't pretend that SBI's involvement has not on purpose ruined everything they touch for agenda purpose. Stop being dumbass yes man and admit the facts do not align with your woke, nonsensical viewpoints. And he's right, because there are that's what I've been saying, right? They are trying to change the narrative. They are trying their best to change it. It's crazy what they're doing, okay? You've got all these developers that it feels like when the Hollywood actors and the writers went on strike, that they're like, oh man, we gotta join up, and these would-be people, these would-be YouTubers who shilled for them and tried to do the same thing because they were like, well, I don't want to turn. It's like, Chris Stuckman and them, who they don't want to turn on their peers because they, hope to aspire to be that. And that's what the game developers are doing right now. They are circling the wagon. Okay. They're circling the wagon, trying to protect their industry. You've got people, and again, I'm not encouraging you to go out there and harass them. But I am encouraging you that any of the projects that these people work on to not support it. No, don't support it. They don't earn our good faith anymore. They don't deserve our good faith. They have to show that they are going to be making a good game. And what's worse is these people are cowards. They are cowards. Like I posted something where this person was like, they were like a developer for some kind of Lord of the Rings game or something like that. And I'm trying to find exactly when I was like, hey man, like they were trying to paint the gamers that are involved in this as if we're the bad guys. And I was like, dude, you guys are the ones who started the whole, you're the one who saw it. Here it is. Okay. I posted this, right? This is what I posted. I hate to break it to y'all, but sweetbabyinc and Kotaku, with its racist rhetorics, are the Sauron in all this. The shadow of the divisiveness that y'all are promoting would make Morgoth proud, right? I said it would make the evil proud. And do you know what this person did? They deleted their posts because these people are cowards. They'll make their posts, they virtue signal, they'll block you, they act the victim, they try to do these things and then they try to play the victim. That's what they do. That's what they're doing. And Az makes a great point here. There's a lot, and this Az and Jeremy make good points here. I want to touch on this briefly, right? And now, then we're, like I said, we're going to touch on some more Twitter stuff. But you've got Jeremy, you've got people, these pundits now, like Matt Walsh and them, talking about it, right? They're talking about the whole thing because this is, like I said, it's exploding everywhere. And let's see if I can find, I'd love to find the whole thing here. Basically, Matt Walsh said that, like, he put like an hour video talking about wokeness in gaming and acting like it's like never gotten attention before. And people are like, dude, what are you talking about? We've been talking about this for a decade, okay? We've been complaining about this for years, okay? And now you're jumping on, and this is what Jeremy and Az are talking about right here. When they're like, dude, you guys are now jumping in because you sense a chance to make money off of it. It's like the Act Man, right? Like, this dude was shitting on Az for pointing out how bad of a slippery slope this was back when Starfield came out and previous things before that. But now when they sense the tides are changing, now they'll be like, oh, let me jump in. Let me make some content. Let me make some money off of this. Dude, it's the same as the people back in 2015, 2016 during the original battles of GamerGate, that they made their YouTube fame out of this kind of stuff, and then they disappeared. And it just goes to show you've got the people who just don't care. They don't care. They came in and they're like, oh, I can make something out of it. And then when the going gets tough, they left. They broke and crumbled, or they just stopped caring, or, oh, I can't do this anymore. It's too difficult for me. And something like this, our culture is worth fighting for, guys. It's worth fighting for. And now you want to either be a come late to the party Sally. I don't know if that's what the name for it is, but goddamn it, come to the late party, or a person who fought when it was convenient and left. Sorry, we're going to get back to this. So Jeremy's saying that he's like, fuck that. I'm not welcoming Matt Walsh blog into anything. He's made it clear that he absolutely hates gaming, anime, nerd culture, and no amount of goodwill is going to change that. And he's right. He's right. Like, Matt Walsh, look, there are some things that I might agree with Matt Walsh. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with him. Like, just like a real person, you don't always 100% agree with anybody. That's how you don't form an echo chamber, right? But this dude came in and has been shitting on gaming and all this kind of stuff and saying that it's childish. And now he wants to jump in. And that's what Az is saying. All the fake ass pundits that are now pretending to care about pop culture, fuck you. You mocked fans of it for years, dismissed it as demonic or childish. Now you sense you can make a buck off of it. You care. Oh, piss off. And as much as I would like to sit here and say, man, it'd be good if we had people, showing more exposure to this. And to me, look, I can understand 100%, and I agree with what Jeremy and Az are saying. My thing is, I am glad to see more of this breaking out to the normies, because right now it's us fighting it, right? We're fighting it well. But the way that you start turning the tide in the public opinion is when you start explaining it so that even the normies can understand it, okay? So we need all that. We need everybody. But I can understand why Jeremy and Az are mad, because I agree. It gets annoying when you're like, dude, what the fuck, man? You come to this party late now at the latest hour. And then this is, we're going to touch on these two people, two different individuals entirely. You got Tyler Owens here, like I said, another one of these game developers. He put, he's been talking about I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. I'm looking for a lot of the things where he's talking about, I'm sorry for being a dick. I'm just extremely frustrated and angry that my friends, colleagues, our industry is going through this. You started this. You picked this fight. Okay. And while I do appreciate and thank you for your service as an Army veteran, I also kindly tell you to go fuck off, because you go sit there and he posted something of, oh man, you guys couldn't do my job as a developer. You couldn't, you would cry if you do that. Buddy, let me be condescending like you, buddy. I worked in a special victims unit. You couldn't handle my fucking job mentally or emotionally. If this is making you fucking crumble, you couldn't handle hearing what the dregs of society have done to those most innocent. So kindly fuck off, okay? Don't tell me that you have a hard fucking job. You're not working the mines. You're not working the mines. And then on the polar opposite, you do have some people. Like I said, it's not all the devs. You have this Grums, who is Mark Kern. He was a designer, former team lead for OG, World of Warcraft, a producer for Diablo 2, StarCraft. You know, back when Blizzard actually used to make good games. And he has been talking about this. He has been exposing a lot of the dirty secrets that the industry has, the influence that these mega companies that we talked about, like BlackRock. Remember when I told you it's a woke hydra that BlackRock is having by having these gaming companies. It's gaming companies, right? Then you have the consultation people, and then you have the big banks, right? And you have the gaming companies being like, shit, we need money from the big bank. And the big bank being like, well, you don't have enough ESG. You don't have a good score for us. So the gaming company's like, well, we need the money to make the game. Hey, narrative consultation company, sweetbabyinc, can you wokeify our game enough so that we can get a score of 10 on the woke scale? And they're like, okay, they do that, and they get the money from ESG and or from BlackRock, from these companies that enforce ESG policies. It's insidious what they are doing. And Grums here, which please do check him out and follow him, is exposing that, and they are furious with him doing this. They are trying to disparage him for it. It's crazy. And I'm telling you, like this, now this right here is crazy. This is crazy right here. This I want to talk about in a different video, because this I want to go a little bit in depth in what he's talking about here about D&D and whatnot. Like, oh, anyway, yeah, I could sit here and just keep scrolling down. I could scroll down and we could see all of just the craziness, and then I would sit here for days. I would just sit here for days doing this. Why are they charging a premium on Nami? Damn, man, that's a lot of money. Anyway, as much as my patience will allow, if you engage in good faith, I'll engage with you right back. But the vast majority of this isn't being done in good faith. Okay, look, man, and I tell people, I'm like that. That's why I don't. That is why there's Cabrutus Ram. That's Cabrutus. This is the person I was talking about that started the whole thing. In terms of starting the Steam curated list. This is what I encourage you guys to do. Or this is one of the things that I like to do. That's why I don't turn off comments in any of my videos. I don't put any moderation. I don't delete comments. I don't block people. I don't like shutting down discourse. I can 100% disagree with everything you believe in. I could, but I don't want to strip you of the ability to say it, because even a broken clock is wrong twice, right? Maybe you might is right. Maybe even a broken clock is right twice. You might say something that I might be like, oh, okay, I agree with you on that, right? We can have a discourse. That's how people grow. And these developers don't want that. They don't want that. They want to shut you down. They want to censor you. They want to campaign to harass and censor and report your accounts and shut it down. That's what sweetbabyinc tried to do, and we cannot let them forget about it. So I encourage you to, as always, if you find someone that wants to, in good faith, discuss things, do so. Keep those channels open. That's why, like I said, in my comments, there are people who sometimes say the wildest things. And if I have time, I will try to respond back. I try my best to always respond to things. I do. Again, I get busy. I have a life. I got other things that I got to do. This is not my gig, right? I do this for fun, and I hope to entertain people, but it's not my living. Even as passionate, even though I'm probably more passionate about it than some people who it is their living, and are mysteriously mum about this whole damn thing. Let me tell you, they are quiet as a bird. Those are the people that you gotta really watch for. The ones who don't say shit, who fence ride, yeah, those are the ones, because at least, like, if you are a racist piece of shit, if you're an Alyssa Mercante or any of these other game developers who support racism against white people, then at least be a piece of shit, right? But don't ride the fence on it. Don't give me the flippy floppiness. But anyway, what I was going to say, and I got sidetracked, I'm sorry, is I encourage you all to keep this course. I try to do that with, like I said, with the comments that I respond to. And more importantly, do not let them change the story. Do not let them try to change the narrative. You keep that struggle going. But more importantly, you vote with your time and you vote with your wallet, because those are the two things that matter the most. Their time and your money, especially your fucking time. Money you can get back. You can buy a shitty game and be like, God damn it, I just spent $70 on the shitty game. But you get back that $70 eventually, I hope. You ain't getting back the hours that you spent on something. Don't give them that. Go spend it with your family. Go walk your cats. I'm walking my cats. I have 1 billion cats here. I go walk them outside like they're dogs, man. Spend it with your family. Spend it with your loved ones. Spend it with your friends. I don't think you got to touch grass. If you don't want to touch grass, go play a video game. Have fun with that. And play a good video game. But don't give it to these degenerates who don't give a damn about you, who hate you. You are the consumer to them. That's what you are. You're just a consumer. This shit we're shoving down your throat. No, you're not a consumer. You're a customer, okay? You are a customer who's going in for a product. And if you don't like that product, you don't have to buy that product, no matter how much they might want to call you a villain for not buying that product, okay? So that's what I always want to leave off with. As always, please, guys, as always, I appreciate you guys checking out my video. Thank you. Hit all the damn buttons. As always, I hope that this has been entertaining, a little bit informative. I know that this has been going on. I encourage you to go research it yourself. If you haven't already, there's lots of videos. There's a lot of people who are talking about this, okay? Don't just watch my video. Watch other people, okay? Watch other people's. Get informed. But as always, guys, I do appreciate when you do watch these videos. Thank you for everything. Please, please, please. Your time is precious. I just ranted about it. Take care of yourselves.